Hey, this is the 5th video in the COTA series, so if you haven't seen the first 4, go watch those first. So I've already covered a lot of the costs for this trip, but I never really gave you a grand total and I left some things off, so here's what everything cost. The track day itself was $1,350 through MVP track time. The garage rental from COTA for my portion was $200 since we split it with, I think, 5 cars. The rental truck was $620 for the week. The hotel in Tulsa was $136 for one night. The hotel in Buda, Texas was $542 for 4 nights. The liability insurance was $262. This is important because COTA is notorious for charging you for everything. If you forget to use a pad under your jack stands and it leaves a dent into the floor, that's $500 per square foot. Yeah. Track wall sections are $1,100 each. Oil dry bags are $50 each if you spill fluids in the track. Yeah. You can rack up quite a big bill pretty quickly, so the $262 liability coverage, which covers up to $1 million, was a no-brainer. Track insurance to cover the actual car was $965. This depends on how many days you're covering for and what you're insuring the car for. You get to choose the amount. I went about $10,000 higher than what the average price R8, with my options and mileage and all that goes for. This is because I'd have to get exhaust, expel clear bra, tint, track alignment, black optics grille, powder coat the wheels, wheel spacers, BMC filters, and all that just to get it back to what I currently have. All that stuff adds up. The insurance claim on the rental truck was covered by my insurance, but I still had to pay the $500 deductible. And if you don't know why I needed it, you should go back and watch the other 4 videos as I cover that. I paid for sideline sports photography and the total is $185. The pictures are incredible, and considering how much I'm spending total on the trip, it's worth $185 to get pro photos to lock those memories in. Would you not pay 3.3% of your trip's total costs for professional photos of your memories? I would. Spent $177 on merch, and the majority of that was an expensive ass jacket that my wife wanted. But I did also get that, I think I got a couple shirts, and then I got that COTA banner, which you would have already seen in one of my earlier vlog videos. I also spent a total of $550 on food, drinks, random crap, and gas. I just kind of grouped them all together because there was a bunch of separate credit card charges. I only added up what I found on my credit card, so I'm sure I spent a couple hundred in cash as well, but since I don't have any way to trace what I spent, I'm just going to leave that out of the total. But I don't know if you've been keeping track or not, but that brings the grand total up to $5,489.16. So it's not a cheap trip, but for a car guy that wants to drive on a Formula 1 track, totally worth it. So worth it. It was incredible. Now, if you don't trailer your car down and you just drive it there, you can save from needing a rental. You could go without track day insurance and liability coverage if you don't care about the car and you don't think you're going to wreck. You could also skip the merch and eat a lot more cheaply than I did. We drank almost every night and had some really great meals, but it was a bucket list trip, so I wasn't too concerned about penny pinching. But by doing these cost saving things, you could actually do the trip for closer to $2,400 if you weren't worried about your car and you don't need a garage. So if you can afford the trip, I think it's absolutely worth doing. For anyone living near Austin, this is an absolute no-brainer. You could do this for a fraction of what I had to pay due to my distance to Austin. If you don't like track driving and you don't like Formula 1, then there's obviously no point to going, but the people who should do this trip already know who they are. And if you do go, I wish you luck and I hope you had as much fun as I did. The friends I went with actually went last year and they'll probably go again next year, so I just need to decide if it's worth doing this a second time. But anyway, that wraps up the entire COTA series. I hope you enjoyed. See ya.